welcome once again to my channel Fox Business. My name is Ofosu Godwin, a marketing professional and a marketing trainer. Today we're going to be talking about how to close a sale or techniques that can be used to close a sale in the sales process. But before I start, I would like to urge you to subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet. And you have not shared, try as much as possible to share with your friends so they can also benefit from my videos. Now let's look at how to close a sale or some of the techniques that can be used to close a sale. You see, closing a sale is a very crucial and a very important part of the sales process. It is where the salesman's performance is measured the most. Now let's look at how salespeople or a salesman can close a sale, or some of the techniques that can be used to close a sale. The first technique is what we call giving a limited offer to the prospect. With this type of technique, the salesman creates a limited time offer for the prospect so that the prospect is made or is pushed to buy the product. So for example, there could be a 24-hour offer of a discount, okay, that actually you want to give to the prospect, and you can tell the prospect that you communicated to management, and as a matter of fact, management has approved that he's giving a discount. This tends to incentivize the prospect to make a purchase or to buy your product. So for example, you can make a statement like, in order to help you or to help reducing your burden on your budget, we are offering you 15% discount. We as well will also offer you free delivery as a matter of fact. This tends to induce the prospect and entice the prospect to make a purchase at that point. Yes, so that is creating a limited offer. The second technique that can be used is to empathize. Have some feeling of empathy for the prospect. Let the prospect know that you are in his shoes. Let the prospect know that you care about him or her. And let the prospect know that you are aware of their problems. For example, their budget. Right? But then the product is going to help solve his problems. And so you shouldn't look at the budget. You understand the hardships that his company is going through and the financial problems that the company has. And as a matter of fact, even the small budget. But we are looking at offering value to him and his organization, or to her and his organization. So you empathize. Now let prospect know that your product, as a matter of fact, is the best solution to their problems. It is tailor-made to solve their problems, but you understand the budget challenges. You understand the fact that he has issues with budget, but you shouldn't look at the budget. Try to let the prospect know that you are in his shoes, you understand his problems, and you know how difficult it is when it comes to his budget. And this, in a way, also tends to put the prospect or the potential customer in a way where he feels he's being cared for and catered for. The next technique here is what we call the pack and walk away. During the demonstration, you have products to demonstrate, you have samples to demonstrate. I'm talking about the demonstration stage of the selling process. You have samples to demonstrate, you have products to show to the client. Sometimes you even have merchandise depending on the type of business you are doing. If the prospect continues to object and there's a standstill and there is no progress in the sales entire process as a whole, there's one simple technique, what we call the pack and walk away. Just begin to pack your merchandise, begin to pack your samples, begin to pack your demonstrations, and then in the process of packing, tell clients that you have another appointment, and since you've realized that he's not ready at the moment, you would like to give him some time to relax, so you want to pack off, meet another prospect for another appointment, you will get back to him. If the prospect really needs the product, it is likely that within a matter of a minute or less, he's going to show interest back into buying the product. But this is not automatic. It may depend on the level of need of the prospect, how well the prospect needs the product. How well the prospect needs the product. So that is the pack and walk away technique. The pack and walk away. The next technique is what I call ask prospect when he is ready. So when prospect is ready. When prospect is ready. With this technique, you ask the prospect in the process of closing the sale, when is he ready to buy? This actually shifts the mind of the prospect into taking the decision and probably giving you a specific date or time that he will be willing to make a purchase. With this, you know the day and time that you're going to be closing the sale. So you ask the prospect this question: when are you ready to take up a decision, or when are you ready to buy the product, or when do you think we should deliver the product to you, or when do you think we should get you there? So in this process, you tend there, as a matter of fact, to begin to process the sales documentation, etc., when he gives you the date and the time. Right. So with this, you begin to process the paperwork. Sometimes you as a matter of fact, fill a form, or if the sales require filling a form, fill the form immediately for the prospect ahead of the time or the date that he or she has given you. So you ask the prospect when he's going to be ready, and when he tells you that date, you quickly fill the form, okay, against that particular date. The next technique that you can use to close sale is reference. Social proof is another nice way of persuading people to buy or to make a purchase. So you can ask the prospect or the client to speak to some satisfied customers, or even go to your page, as a Google results page or Google My Business page, and read about reviews of your product, what people are saying about your product, especially the positive things that people are saying about your product. This is used when you are sure that you have a lot of positive reviews. Right. This normally tends to go over the lack of trust that the prospect has in your product. You see, it tends to go over the lack of trust that the prospect has in your product. So you use social proof by referencing or by asking the prospect to speak to some satisfied customers. You can even let the prospect know that you have sold to a particular number of prospects and none of them has complained. The last one is the questioning technique. It is the questioning technique. With this strategy, you tend not to push the customer to buy, but you elicit response from the customer by asking the customer questions. You ask prospect questions about the product and services. These are some of the questions that you can ask the prospect. Do you believe the product will meet your expectations and needs and wants? Do you believe the product will meet your expectations, needs, and wants? What are some of the questions that has not been answered that you need answers to be given to? You see, this makes the prospect tend to believe that he's not being pushed to buy, but he is given the room to decide and to also come out with his views. So this is another technique. For a bonus technique, I'm adding a bonus technique to it. This is the bonus technique. My bonus technique is called the order form technique. Order form technique. You know, most orders require filling forms, etc. So with this strategy, you quickly fill a form, an order form. Immediately you realize that the prospect interest is very high. You realize that the prospect is very interested in the product, but he still needs some time. If you wait for that time to come, the prospect might change his mind. So you quickly fill an order form, or probably even prepare a quotation, a cost quotation, and quickly forward it to the prospect. It could even be receipts. You begin to prepare receipts for the prospect. This works very well when the prospect has shown interest in buying. So you quickly fill forms and other processes and documentations that are required, and then forward to the prospect. So these are some of the techniques that you can use to close the sale. I'll be doing another video on more advanced techniques. Watch out for that video. Don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, and like. Thank you very much for watching my video.